So you're thinking about moving to Brighton Township. Well, in this video, we're gonna give you a tour of my upcoming condo here in the peninsula, and we're gonna do all of that starting right now. Hello and welcome to the Living in Detroit channel. I am your host, Matt Talbot. In this video, we're gonna give you a tour of this gorgeous condo behind me. It's an absolute showstopper, built in 2021 and has had lots of updates since. We're gonna take you through this condo, tour this. You can see what that $750,000 gets you in a high-end condo in Brighton Township. But stay tuned for the end, because not only do we wanna show you the condo itself, we wanna show you some of the features of Brighton. So if you're thinking about moving to the area, you can learn a little bit more about Brighton Township, about the city of Brighton, what's happening, what it looks like, to see if it might be the vibe for you and your family. Let's go ahead and get inside. Okay, to start outside actually, before we jump inside, I love just the cuteness for two reasons. One is my seller, we have the opportunity to sell this place, has done a really good job with a lot of art throughout this place. Like even this thing, check this out. This is what we call curb appeal. You have an angel when you walk in, like literally the angel and the star, and it's like a cool piece of art. How fun. But I love this gate here. Mike can slide by me. And the exterior is all brick in this condo, which is a nice to have for a lot of people, easy maintenance out front. And it's all kind of gated in for her pup. Anderson door with the sliding screen as well too. Kick my shoes off. Okay, so welcome inside, guys. There's so much to talk about here. There's so much going on. So we'll try to keep it fairly brief. So you walk in, and again, this is condo living. So this particular unit is not for every buyer. It's not for every family. It's not for everyone. However, it is for a lot of people. It's a high-end condo here in Brighton Township. It has lake access to Lions Lake, which we can get some B-roll of that as well too. But the condo itself was built in 2021, and I think the builder did a really nice job. I also think that my seller went above and beyond since then to do a lot of unique features throughout this place. So we'll try to show you as much as possible. First and foremost, the lighting package. So she took some time to really update a lot of the lighting with some high-end lighting fixtures throughout this place, and it really matches her vibe in my opinion. You have the high-end lighting, she has a lot of art everywhere, so it really kind of ties in my opinion, for this particular unit. The floors are awesome. They're a wider plank floor all throughout this first floor, and I really do like the tiles as well too, which we'll get into in a minute. Couple features of the kitchen. A, I love the openness. B, I love the huge island. So as you can see, she went with a really high-end range top here. This is a monogram appliance, as well as throughout the rest of the kitchen with the microwave in that. Microwave, the range top, as well as the dishwasher. This particular client wasn't a huge fan of the monogram refrigerator, so she went with the KitchenAid refrigerator, but again, higher end appliances. So when you built in 2021, usually with new construction locally here in Michigan, and for the most part, usually you're picking your own appliances, okay? And so the appliance package in a unit like this can really range. And so typically new construction, you do your own appliances, which means your kitchen appliances, washer, dryer. You're also adding things like window treatments. And again, for this unit, she went above and beyond and did some additional updates as well throughout the lighting package and some other features, which we'll get to in a minute. So you have a nice quartz countertops, beautiful cabinetry, updated hardware throughout. She did a great job there. I love the backsplash as well. And that rolls right into this beautiful great room. Good size. She's got a lot of furniture in here, so it's nice and comfortable. Really tall ceilings, stone fireplace. I mean, they did a great job in my opinion. This particular unit is a walkout with a wooded backyard as well too. Beautiful truck stack for hanging out. And so it's just a very comfy, homey condo, but it's also good size. You're 2,300 square feet up, plus a very large basement. You're well over 3,000, 3,500 square feet plus throughout this unit. And so it's a good size condo, which is why you're in that $750,000 price range in Brighton. You have nice high-end finishes. You have a bigger unit, first floor primary. This is set up for a lot of particular buyers in my opinion. Speaking of the first floor primary, we can continue to wander on. First off, I got the introduction on this earlier. Check out Hendrix. So what she was saying, this was featured in the DIA, Detroit Institute of Arts, and the artist is from Farmington, local Michigan guy. The original was actually done with ballpoint pen. So they did the whole thing with ballpoint pen, and I think it's really cool. I'm a huge Jimi Hendrix fan, so I saw that, she gave me the story. I thought that was awesome. So continuing on to the primary here, Beautiful layout. I love her furniture. I think the bed is really cool, to be honest with you. It's not sold with the home, I'm sorry. Updated light fixtures in here. And then this is one of my favorite portions of the house. Just this flow through to this beautiful bathroom, tile shower, double vanity into this awesome closet, which is just decorated gorgeously. I was trying to figure out, there's the right word for that. It's just very organized, decorated very, very well. Perfect for listing. It makes it easy on me for photography and marketing like today. So I love the flow through. I love the closet on the other side of the bathroom there. And again, this is the general first floor primary. So we're gonna jump, before we jump upstairs, decent sized pantry as well too, tons of storage. And there's another feature that I wanna show you. All of her cabinets, she went above and beyond, and they're all pull-outs. So this is a great feature for a lot of people. Makes it easy, you're not digging in there, you have access to all your cabinet space. So in a unit like this, if you're moving, if you're downsizing from a bigger home to this like 2,300 square foot range, although, you know, with the basement, you're 3,500, a lot of people don't downsize to there, but some people do. You know, having the additional storage is huge for their kitchen, okay? So tons of storage space between the pantry as well as the pull-outs in the cabinetry as well too. And then one of my favorite features too on the first floor is going to be the crown molding up top that goes all the way around throughout the entire first floor. So I love that feature as well. Okay, before we jump upstairs, this coat closet I think is just like, it just fits well. It's a very custom size, but I think it's a cool setup here, and there's actually tons of space in there as well. But all solid wood core doors as well. Cool tile. This is your guest bathroom on the first floor as well too. You have a quartz countertop, beautiful cabinetry. Again, I love the hardware. It's just like, she just did a great job. So there's awesome art everywhere. The hardware's been matched accordingly. It's a cool setup. It's absolutely, the feeling I'm trying to communicate is there just is an experience here. It all matches, it makes sense, it fits the vibe, it fits the art, it fits her. If you knew my seller, she just needs to move to a different part of town is the only reason why she's moving. Love the tile in here. This is right off the garage. So you have your mudroom / laundry room right off the garage. In the garage, she's a big garage person, so she actually epoxied the floor. There's tons of storage, everything's organized accordingly, and all the walls have been drywalled and painted as well. So again, it has completeness in my opinion in the garage. Beautiful cabinetry in here as well too. The hardware matches throughout. Quartz countertops with your sink, stacked laundry room, updated light package in here as well too. And again, the crown molding up top. It just doesn't stop. Let's go ahead and get upstairs. So metal spindles on the stairs, all wood staircase as well. Updated lighting fixtures up top. And this is kind of an interesting setup, okay? This is why I think it's not for every buyer. You have the primary on the first floor, the second floor. This is technically currently a 2-bedroom condo, and I'll show you why. There's a bedroom to my right, and there's an office to the left that's not technically a legal bedroom, but before we get into that, linen closet, good size storage there. And again, this is why it's a 2-bedroom rather than a 3-bedroom home. So she has this set up as an office. It is an office. You could technically add a closet in here and turn it into a 3-bedroom home. However, I think most buyers will probably keep it set up this way because I don't think there's a necessary need with work from home and what people are doing these days. A lot of times they're using the additional bedrooms as offices anyway. Rolling into the second floor bathroom, I love the tile in here. That dark gray tile just creates a mood in my opinion. Tons of art for the current seller as well too. Again, hardware matches throughout, quartz countertops. It's very, very nice. This is the legal bedroom on the second floor. So you have your good sized closet here. Again, solid wood core doors everywhere, which is a good feature. I love the fixtures in here as well too. Also updated. And again, this is why it's a true 2-bedroom, but really you could turn it into a 3-bedroom if needed. And an awesome, awesome, adorable vibe is gonna be this loft feature as well too. So she's got it set up with a little TV area, sitting area. I love how it's decorated, but it really takes advantage, in my opinion, of this large great room. So because of the tall ceilings in here, you can take advantage. You still feel plenty of space on the second floor, and again, really flows. I like the design of this place. I love the flow of this place. In my opinion, this place feels very finished. It feels very artistic. It feels very comfortable, but also like an awesome entertaining space. It's something that people, in my opinion, it's almost jaw-dropping with the art and all that to walk in and kind of walk around. It's an experience. You want to look at the walls. You want to feel the layout. You want to feel the place. She's done such a fantastic job, which is a big takeaway for a lot of different sellers in today's market. I think sometimes, not necessarily class, but I think sometimes just like uniqueness and creativeness in today's world kind of goes away a little bit. I think sometimes things are a little bit just more bland than they could be, and I think the seller has taken her home and made it her own. I love that, and you really feel that walking throughout this property. It's also, in my opinion, staged decently. Like, I'm okay with the art, I'm okay with how it's staged. A lot of times we're removing some of the stuff to help prepare a house and kind of make it more like a model feel, but in my opinion, it feels great. So it's a little takeaway as you're preparing your house. Work with your real estate agent, work with somebody to prepare the house, making sure that you're prepping it based on what the market will like, based on what the realtor's general vibe would be on it, and what the general public would think on it, in my opinion, for the particular buyer that you're looking for. So that's a good thing to do, is prep your listing, and I think she's done a fantastic job here. But before we finish this section of the video of this condo, we're gonna check out the basement. It's got really tall ceilings, it's great. This basement is awesome, guys. I'm excited to show you the features, the finishes, but also some of the major systems in this house as well too. I think it's a good talking point for those of you buying in today's market to understand a little bit more about the basements itself. So, tall ceilings on here, I think they're like 8.5, 9 feet. When I first got down here, as you can tell, I'm not the tallest guy in the world. I was like, are these 10 foot? It feels very, very tall. With the walkout and a good amount of light down here, the basement feels, I think, bigger. It feels very, very tall in my opinion, but I measured them. I think they're like 8.5, 9 foot. At first I thought they were 10. Full bathroom downstairs, beautiful tile again, all tiled shower. There's no inserts, more of a high-end finish. I like the height of the countertops as well too. That's something to consider when you're looking at new construction. Obviously, the more cabinetry, the more expensive. Some of the new construction options have a lower countertop. It's gonna be a more affordable option with a newer build like this. The higher countertop is gonna be a more high-end finish, it's just a little bit more expensive overhaul. So rolling into the rest of the basement, you have your wet bar over here, wine refrigerator. Again, nice cabinetry, nice molding at the top, really nice finishes throughout. I enjoy how they did the ceiling. So instead of doing a drop ceiling, spraying it all black, I think that can be an awesome finish. I think it adds height to the basement. Again, it just feels very tall down here. It's not everyone's vibe. Some people like different drop ceilings for sound reasons. Some people like the drywall. I think drywall is a more formal finish sometimes, but at the same time, when you go drywall, if you need to do work, it's more difficult. And again, I think you lose some height. So in this case, I think it's awesome. And I think that the overall vibe is really kind of matches the rest of the house, very modern. You have your blacks and whites and grays and all that stuff from that 2021 build. So electric fireplace, TV on the wall. I enjoy the wall finish as well too. It kind of brings it all together. And again, like I already mentioned, you have a walkout feature over here with a wooded backyard. We can show you some B-roll and drone footage of that. But getting into some of the mechanicals and some of the features of this house. So a good agent should be talking through this stuff. If you're a buyer and new to the market, you're not familiar with the area, you're not familiar maybe with basements, you're moving from out of state. Michigan has a lot of basements. It's a feature that you get here compared to like Tennessee. We have a lot of people move from different places down south and out west don't always have basements. And so you have basically several different types of basements in Michigan. One is gonna be your standard basement with no windows. Two would be daylight, which would be a window similar to this, maybe a little bit higher, that has a good amount of light, but you don't have a walkout feature. And then three would be the walkout feature with the door wall like you see here. So the walkout feature allows for fire escape, egress, escape is what we call it, and so it's easy to get in and out. If you wanted to add a legal bedroom, you could. So again, you're technically 2 bedrooms upstairs. You could go to 3 if you put a closet, and you really could go to 4 on this place if you wanted to, because it's really easy to frame in a bedroom right here, and you could be at 4 bedrooms in no time. It would be an easy add-on for a basement like this. This is huge, there's tons of square footage. It would be easy to accomplish that. So a couple other systems to think about. One of the major add-ons that this particular seller did, this is the mechanical room, is she added the reverse osmosis system, which is a really nice high-end filter system. So in Brighton and a lot of the surrounding communities here, you're going to be on a well, either a well for your house or in this case, a well for the community. So the community has about 94 homes throughout the community, some attached condos, some single family homes, which we call site condos in today's world, the way that we build them, but they're on a shared well. So to be able to treat that water and make it, as we call it, less hard, so it softens the water, so it's less well water, there's less minerals, there's less of that bad taste and yellowing in the water, you go ahead and use a system like this. So this is a real high-end system. You have your furnace over here as well too, and she also has the water softener, which ties into the reverse osmosis as well. Good size water heater here. And then last but not least, something I wanted to mention, again, this is kind of getting into the less pretty parts of real estate, but a few different things here. So up top, you have what's called PEX plumbing. So that's how they're building plumbing these days, is all plastic. It's called PEX plumbing throughout. And so one thing to note, if you're looking at a newer build house like this that has PEX plumbing, is it runs straight? That kind of is a good sign of if the plumber did a good job or not. If it's really like snaky and kind of all over the place, that means they're just a sloppy contractor. It's not the absolute end of the world. It's not always a deal breaker, but if it's real bad, it's something to pay attention to. So also you're going to have your sump pump system for the basement as well too, which is big for basements. So again, for those of you moving from out of town, the system to eliminate water in your basement is different than it was in the past. So in the 60s, 70s, 80s, really 90s, then in the 90s to 2000s, we made a switch. But in the basements back in the day, you'd pour the floors and you'd pour the walls and you try to seal it so the water wouldn't seep in. And eventually over the years, it happens to do so. You have what's called hydrostatic pressure and the water creeps in, eventually pushes its way in. So what the newer construction homes have is they have the sump pump feature, which actually has drain tile. It has pebbles all the way around and then PVC piping all the way around. So when the water runs down the side of the foundation, it goes into the pipe it's supposed to. It gets pumped over in the corner and then you pump it out either into a drainage system, into your yard, depending on what the requirements are of that city or township. So it's actually a system to pay attention to, and the sump pumps are always something to keep an eye on because they are replaceable units at times as well too. So cool basement. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The video is not over. Stay tuned. We want to show you more of Brighton. We want to show you a little bit about some B-roll of the community itself. We're going to show you the lake. We're on Lions Lake here. It's a small lake in Brighton, as well as downtown Brighton, so you can see if this area is for you. Here at the reserves, before we jump to downtown Brighton, I want to kind of show you what Brighton's like. So this is a good example of a nice community here in Brighton. As you can see, beautiful pond behind me. Lions Lake is right over here. We'll show you that next. There's also a community pool here at the peninsula. So one of the features that I love about Brighton, if you're moving from out of town, if you're not familiar with the area, is it's a little bit more spread out. There's a lot of lakes in this area, tons of lakes throughout. There's lots of greenery and trees. There's different parks and recreation stuff to do in this area. So once you get in the Brighton community and you start moving into Livingston County, outside of Wayne and Oakland County, and you're moving a little bit more west in this part of town, you just get a little bit more nature, in my opinion, compared to some other parts of Southeast Michigan. So if you're working in Ann Arbor or maybe potentially in the Brighton area or one of the surrounding communities here, Brighton can be a great area for you. A lot of our clients that work in Ann Arbor, it's right down 23, live in the Brighton general community here. So again, this is the type of setup that you get in a city, in a township like Brighton. So in the community, there's actually, so the unit we walk through is an attached condo. There's what's called site condos or single family homes, and there's still some for sale. So this one, they're still finishing up their building over here. The one behind me, I think, is a resale. So that's a nice home on the lake. The lake's behind it. So there's still a lot of newer construction here in Brighton. And so as we shoot the B-roll, we want to show you some of the new construction options, kind of the general vibe of the community in here to see if it's a good feature for you. But there's absolutely gorgeous homes. I love the elevations here. I love the different build types that they're doing in a city like Brighton and throughout this community for sure. So again, going back to what I was just talking about, having, you know, lake access. This is it's not a huge lake by any means, Lions Lake, but it's a good size hangout. You come take a dip. I think there's electric boats allowed as far as electric pontoons and stuff. So, but it's beautiful, right? We try to get a sunny day. We rescheduled this video once, and we still end up with a gray day. Welcome to the end of summer here. But it's gorgeous out here. It's very, very peaceful. It's very, very quiet. It's one of the benefits of Brighton and one of the benefits of this community for sure, Lions Lake. But there's a lot of different opportunities like this. So if you're moving to Brighton, there's a host of different lakes. There's a lot of different size lakes. There's a lot of different home types and a lot of different build types throughout a Brighton area and some of the surrounding communities. And this is the type of vibe that you're looking for. Okay guys, so we're like 5 minutes from the subject property we just showed you. Dominion, the sub we took you through, is a gated community. It's an upscale community in the Brighton area. Most of those homes are in the 700 up range. So that we want to show you another sample set. But here in downtown Brighton, we're walking up to the corner of Main and Grand River. So we want to show you a little bit about Brighton, what it's like. This is about, like I said, 5 minutes from the subject property. It's right down the street. You just jump on the expressway and you're here in 5 minutes. And so downtown Brighton has a lot going on. Main Street, which you're walking down right now, has a lot of bars and restaurants and kind of that, kind of that old school vibe here in Brighton. This is the older part of town. It's been here for a long time. And but Grand River is sort of like the main strip. So this goes on for a long time. It's kind of a busier area, but this is all your major shopping, tons of different places to eat and all that type of stuff. But your Kroger's and your hardware stores and all that good stuff all the way down Grand River goes on for kind of miles in both directions. But this is it. This is the corner kind of downtown in Maine. We'll continue to walk down here, but this is the happening area. So this is the center of town in Brighton. This is where everyone kind of comes locally for your restaurants and bars and all that good shopping. So we'll show you a couple spots, walk you around a little bit so you can get the vibe here in downtown Brighton. This is appropriate greetings from Brighton. As you can see here in Michigan, we always talk about this. Where are we at in the map? So Detroit's over here. This is West Michigan. In Brighton, like I said, you're kind of rolling into Livingston County, just west of Oakland County. Founded in 1867. So like we talk about a lot on the Living in Detroit channel, there's a lot of these cute downtown old school towns. So back in the day, it was all farmland in here and that type of stuff. And you have these gathering areas. And then as years go on, we have these little pockets of town throughout Southeast Michigan. We're right off 23, which is north of Ann Arbor. So a lot of people, it's 30 to 40 minutes or so to Ann Arbor from Brighton. So a lot of people live in this area and work in the city. Some statistics, so the population of Brighton Township is 18,000. The city itself is 15,000, so you're about 25,000 total people. 50 minutes from Detroit, like I said, Livingston County. And then the school system, so really top-ranked schools in Brighton. There's 4 elementary schools, 1 intermediate school, 1 middle school, 1 high school, and about 6,700 students. So when you start talking about population to student ratio, there's a lot of kids in this area. I'll put it that way. I want to be careful not to discriminate. So we'll continue to walk down Main Street here. We're still at the corner of Main and Grand River to show you some of the different restaurants and some of the feel. So if you're thinking about Brighton, you can see if it's the city for you. Okay, so across the street, Sushi Zen is a top-ranked sushi spot. I like that spot a lot. You got a yoga center. We just walked by a diamond and jewelry center. You have Sidecar. That's becoming a chain locally here in Southeast Michigan. They're popping up in a lot of different cities. There's sliders and that type of stuff. Natural cosmetics. You got the Diamond Factory. There's just a lot of different boutique shops and restaurants and all that stuff happening in downtown Brighton. So I like the city feel. This is kind of one of the reasons why people live here. But again, Brighton and the general community, I mean, people do live downtown, but I think for the most part, most people that move out this way, although they want to take advantage of this, they usually live in a subdivision or a little bit outside of town. So there's not tons of single family homes down here or anything like that. There is some residents down here, but for the most part, you want to live in a subdivision, or you want land, or you want to be on a lake in Brighton, and then come hang out in town is kind of like the feeling here as well. Check out that building, Mike. That one's cool. Old schoolhouse, I think. Don't quote me on that. City of Brighton Arts and Cultural History Center. How fun. Just to give you a feel, it smells good. Like it's lunchtime right now, and maybe it's just because I'm hungry because I haven't had any food yet, and it's 12:30 as we shoot this. But there's a lot of people cooking stuff. You got an Italian restaurant here. I've heard good things. That's a 4.5. Mike and I always talk about rankings a lot. I believe a restaurant should be 4.3 or higher. I'm sorry if your restaurant is not, but you really should be 4.3 or higher for me to consider it, and ideally 4.4 or higher, specifically in certain parts of town, especially in parts of town throughout the country that are, vacation towns. So if you're in a touristy area, you really need to be 4.4, 4.5 or higher, or else it's usually trash. Test me on that. You foodies out there, test me on that. Comment below if that's proper rating or not. New development going in here. So you guys get the drift. Across the street, Brighton Coffee. I want to show you one thing. So this is the last thing I want to stop on here. Oh, thank you. Don't kill me, don't kill me. So this makes 2 ponds and a lake in one shoot. Downtown Brighton, cool area, a lot of things happening. Top ranked school, very, very sought out area. Hopefully you enjoyed the condo. Hopefully this gave you a little bit of taste of the Brighton area. We're gonna do more videos in this area. We have others on our channel in Brighton and the general area throughout Livingston County, Oakland County, Wayne County. We focus really, really heavily on Southeast Michigan on this channel. This is the Living in Detroit channel. My name is Matt Talbot. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. You have a fantastic day.